Hey there, Alan Matthews here. I'm going to talk to you for a minute here about tension. A lot of people ask me about excess tension in their hands when they're playing the guitar. They're playing, they feel a lot of cramping in their pinky maybe, or they're just playing with too much, or they are very stiff. And these type of things are really bothersome when we're actually playing the guitar. But here's the deal. The way to deal with these problems is not to work on it on the guitar. In fact, when we're playing the guitar, I'll just grab this guitar. When we're playing the guitar, our focus is very often up here on what notes do I play, or what strings do I play down here, or what fingers do I play. There's so much to think about when we're playing the guitar that there's no way for us to really think about tension as well. So the thing to do is take the guitar, and when you're practicing the guitar, practice the guitar. But when you're thinking about tension, ideally it is when you're doing other things. And so throughout your day, you may notice that you have moments of concentration on certain things. So let's say that you're working on something, or you're having to type up a letter or something. You're using your body in a particular way at that moment. And so if you can find just a little bit of attention to put onto yourself and say, okay, what do I do when I concentrate? Do I scrunch my eyebrows up like this and like tense things up? When I write with a pen, do I squeeze it really hard? What am I doing on those moments that is not conscious, that I'm not conscious of? And if we can get into the habit of looking for those moments and then just releasing them a little bit, so that I pick up a pen and I say, okay, I'm going to sign the back of this check, or I'm going to sign whatever, then we can give ourselves just an extra second to stop and say, maybe I can do this with less tension. When I'm brushing my teeth, maybe I can not hold the toothbrush so hard, or not scrunch up. I have a buddy I was out to dinner with the other day, and he was saying that when he brushed his teeth, he held it this hard. So he's sitting there brushing his teeth like this and clenching, and he's like hurting. By the time he's finished brushing his teeth, he's sore because he's been doing so much work with his entire body to just brush his teeth. And that's just excess tension. And that kind of thing bleeds over into the guitar. And so how about with your fork when you're eating or cutting something? I creeped my brother out one time because we were all sitting around, and I was sitting there watching him squeeze this lemon. My brother is a bodybuilder. He's a champion, award-winning Taekwondo guy, and he's very strong and very, very buff. And he was squeezing this lemon, and I bet he could have cracked walnuts with the amount of force that he was squeezing this lemon with, and his face was all scrunched up. And I just got a big kick out of it because he could have squeezed the lemon very easily into his whatever it was. It was just a little bit, but he didn't. Instead, he used his entire being to squeeze that lemon. And so it's just another example of excess tension. So when we're going through life, when we're going through our day, because we only have a little bit of time on the guitar, if we want to make big changes on the guitar, we really need to maximize how we're using ourselves off the guitar. And that can then bleed over onto the guitar. Because like I said, we just don't have the attention on the guitar to spare because there's so much to track. So as you're going through your day, try to notice all the different little things that you do. How do you focus? How do you concentrate? How do you use yourself in moments of extreme concentration and focus? How do you use yourself on habitual actions like eating, brushing your teeth, writing, typing, driving, anything you're doing that way? Notice also if you're just sitting around talking to somebody, are you clenching your fingers? Are you clenching your toes? How about your mouth? How about the back of your tongue in your mouth? Your eyes? Anything, all the awareness that you can bring to your everyday being will transfer over onto the guitar better than anything you could do to try to use less tension on the guitar. Sorry, I wish I could say some easier answer for this and some really quick fix that you could say, oh, that's how to do it. But really, the reason that we have excess tension is because we don't have awareness of what we're doing in the moment that we're doing it. And so the only way to get rid of tension is to increase our awareness, and then we can build habits that use less tension. And that is something that you can work with. So I hope that this helps. I hope that you can find examples of excess tension in your day-to-day life and release them, at least in that moment, and build new habits around that. And I hope that you can also see it transferring over into your playing. Thanks for watching. Take care.